It's Katie Clancy, CEO of the Cape House at William Ravis, and you are watching the Cape House Show, where we give you the tips, tools, and sense of humor you're gonna need to get through the biggest transaction of your life. Okay, what are we talking about today? Taxes! Yay! Oh yeah, taxes! Yes, all right, 3 important points that you need to know. 1, if you bought or sold a Cape House over the past year, make sure that you kept track of all of the expenses that you incurred as a result of that sale or purchase. And think of like the obscure things that you might not necessarily think of, like the inspections, the cleaner, the haul away guy, a commission, what did you pay your attorney, fees, all those things that were part of the expenses that you incurred to make that transaction happen. Make sure you have a record of all of those. Speaking of having a record, one of the most important things you're going to need if you did buy or sell last year is you're going to need your closing disclosure. What's a closing disclosure? It's the last piece of paper that you got at the closing as you headed out the door. It was the last thing that everybody signed. It's probably tucked in a file somewhere or in a box when you moved and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. We have a copy of it. So if you need it, just reach out to us and we will send you a copy. Also, your attorney should have a copy. Finally, the biggest tax news on Cape Cod right now for homeowners who rent their properties for any period of time is the new short-term rental tax. And this is Massachusetts' answer to Airbnb. The hotels were like, how come the Airbnb people don't have to pay a tax and we do? And we fought it for a long time, but we lost. So that means that if you rent your property for more than 2 weeks, so if you rent it for under 14 days a year, this doesn't apply to you. But if you rent it for over 14 days, you now are subject to a minimum 5.7% tax on that rental income. And it's probably more because there are different taxes based on the town that are added on to that. So it's there's a lot to know about it, and it's a little bit of a stinker. And you're going to probably have to, I would expect, you're going to need to increase your rates for rentals. So it's going to be an interesting year. The best thing that you can do, though, is reach out to your accountant and find out exactly how all of this applies to you. And if you don't have an accountant, you can use mine because I love him. He's amazing. Chris Dupay, and his number, and he's here on Cape Cod, is 508-619-4330. And if you want to find out more about us, come see us at thecapehouseteam.com.